So this is going to be kind of short, but this is 2 of 3. Decoded how or why women live longer than men. Women are women have mastered the art of service, whereas men haven't. You know, the woman is a helpmeet suitable. She's serving her family. She's cooking. Whether she's a nurse or she's doing some kind of service, whether it's answering the phone, whatever it is. A woman tends to be a better servant. And what did Jesus say? The greatest among you is a servant. So women seem to be greater servants than the men, you know. Keeping their house, housekeepers, answering the telephone, they're serving. They're, things have shifted where it used to be pretty much all service jobs, but now the things have shifted where some women are leading, but the statistics are still hold the same, because really when they do lead, they're still running a family and all that. So the service is the secret. And so what I did is I really wasn't looking for that answer, but I had observed it my whole life. I thought, why do the men die faster than the women? And it could have to do with war, and it could have to do about fighting the elements, depend on the work. But even now, when the men are sitting in an office, the statistics are still the same. So I was looking at longevity and unfolding the words, and service is one of the key elements. Jesus said, serve one another, you know. The greatest among you is a servant. So down here in this holographic experience, you have to be useful. I decoded it one way, and then I went back to the etymology, and I looked up the word age and longevity, and I decoded another way. So staying useful in the 3D experience gives you longevity. Also, to create a stretchful run, and when I say a stretchful run, to stretch out and you'll run, you know, Apostle Paul talked about run the race, you know. So as you stretch or as you run this race down here, part of it has to do with fasting, losing weight, service. And what I'll do is I'll take the words and jot them down on a piece of paper and record it again. But here's how you decode it. You take a holographic view of the word longevity, and you'll see the word senior, right? And senior goes back to serve for a long time. The people who want to be served, they're not going to live as long. And if they do, they're not going to be healthy. The secret to life is service, useful. Jesus made it clear, serve one another. You want to be strong the whole time. And part of it is cutting back sugar, fasting, sleeping. But a big part is servanthood. And the Bible says the woman shall be a helpmeet suitable. And so the word help means to assist. And if you look at the word assist, A-S-S-I-S, which is sis. S-I-S-T-E-R is sister. So women are helpmeets, and the word help means to assist. Assist means to serve, and means to come alongside of and help accomplish a goal or whatever. And so the greatest among you is a servant helping other people. And if you look at the holographic view from like companies, which companies last the longest? The companies that serve the people. Look at Walmart. Look at the power companies. Look at the trash companies. Look at the trash removal companies. The service-oriented companies last the longest, if you hear what I'm saying. And so you look at a holographic view, if the companies that are all into serving people and helping people, they are the ones that last, then you look at the general population, the people who serve are going to live longer. Now, if they're not happy, it goes back to, are you serving in joy? If they're getting drunk and doing drugs and eating a bunch of sugar, they're not going to live that long. But if they're happy with their service, they're going to live, because God looks on the heart. This whole thing's about your heart. In this holographic 3D reality, God is looking at your heart. And let's say you are in a service industry job, but your heart's not in it. You might as well not be there. If your heart's not in it, why are you doing it? You should serve because you want to serve. Now, sometimes you have to do a job or something you don't like for a while till you find something, but that's okay. But the goal should be to find something and to find a job where you can serve. And if you know the whole truth, the holographic means whole truth, you'll go to a drive-thru, thank you for your service. It's really a big deal. People get sick and they need help, and people serve them. Think about all the CNAs and that are serving the elderly. Those people are going to live longer because they're useful. If you're not useful, you're going to be bulldozed down. So I decoded this thing in 2 different ways, really 3 different ways. The third way I decoded it was I listened to all the doctors that I could in the last 3 months, all the gurus, all the healthy people, all the weightlifters. I've listened to everybody I could from different perspectives. And if you really want to learn, study the weightlifters, because their whole purpose is strength and longevity, right? And the biggest thing is to not overeat. Have some time between your meals. Don't eat the snacks. Cut back your sugar and your carbs, and exercise and sleep and drink water. And so the longevity plan is mainly service, and it's your heart, that your heart's in it. Whatever you do with all your might, for in the grave there's no work. Whatever your hands find to do with all your might, for in the grave there's no work. Now that's Ecclesiastes, that's before Christ, but my point is, before he showed up on the scene, nothing's before Christ because he always was, but it was Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament. So do it as a service and enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, go find something you enjoy that's a service. That's longevity. That's the secret right there. And have a long-term mindset that you want to stay healthy so that you can serve. You want to be useful down here. You want to set yourself up, if possible, where you're not dependent on others, but you can help others. Whether it's your 401k, your finances, whatever it is, you don't do it just to be getting rich. You do it because you have a long-term mindset that you want to be in a position to help other people. And so serve one another has a holographic truth about it, and it's related to longevity. And part of longevity is losing some weight, fasting, and staying thin, because the word stretch, you want a long stretch, but the word stretch goes back to stretching a string to thin, thin things out, and it also goes back to simplifying your life. Simplify your life, just your basic stuff, So, like I say, I'll do a better I'll do a better audio than this, but right now this is just two of three. The reason women outlive men is because they're better servants. And Jesus said, the greatest among you is a servant. Think about that. That ought to make the men fall down on their face and realize, hey, that wife or that nurse or that assistant or whatever is a great object lesson on really how to live down here as to serve one another,